Ladies and gentlemen, we have gone over all kinds of incredible airbending, waterbending polls. It is now time for our incredible earthbending, our top 15-ish. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Saturday Morning Cartoons. I am Dougie the Most, and this is Ray the Second. I cannot wait to tell you what we are doing today. Like the intro said, we're doing a top 15-ish of the Earthbenders. Let me tell you, we got subcategories, and we have the handsome, the beard himself. We got Mr. Tyler in the building. How are you doing, our friend, our Avatar The Last Airbender correspondent officially?
No, doing good. Ready to talk about some Earthbenders because this is probably the biggest category we talk about with the widest array of benders that you see for sure.
Yeah.
What are we covering? What are the subcategories? Like, what are the sub-bending that we are doing today?
So, the first sub-bending category that I feel like is very, very cut and dry is sand bending. And that is because there's only one confirmed sandbender with a name, and that's Toph. You have the actual sandbenders in the desert that I think actually are way better at it than Toph. But
they're
they don't have
interesting
names.
too. They do a weird sand bending. Yeah, I wish they had names. Their sand bending is crazy because that's how they propel
their ships and
their little ships or whatever. So it's kind of like a mix of earth and air bending almost, like the way they do a really, really cool form of earth bending that you don't really think about much because it's just shown for that little bit. Kind of gets overshadowed by Aang going nuts.
And I'm not even quite sure how it works honestly with their propulsion with the sand bending, because it's like, what are you bending each individual particle of dust and throwing it? I just don't understand how it creates that wind.
Crazy.
I feel like it would just tear through. But
Toph's probably number one because of you said the sand castle or sand sculpture episode,
like the Ember Island episodes or whatever. Like she builds that giant where it's like the inner ring of Ba Sing Se, and she just does it like immediately out of sand, and then like I guess holding up the tower, I guess too, whenever the gang is in there, whenever they're talking to Washi Tong in the library.
Feat, man. Yeah, that's if we're talking precision, it's probably Toph, unless those sandbenders are bending each individual grain of sand, then that's crazy. And they'd probably be number one, but not nearly enough screen time.
Not nearly enough screen time, and don't even have a name. But, Toph, like we've said before, Toph is the only character with a last name, and she's pretty much the GOAT of most things. So
pretty much the GOAT. That's pretty much it.
There's nothing better than us playing Fortnite with Toph. And it's just like...
I have been loving the Fortnite.
Letting a blind chick drive, or just the best jokes.
Just anything.
Wait.
I love it too. They make her like Fortnite emotes. There's like one where like you throw popcorn in your mouth, but she's blind, so it just misses. Like she just can't catch.
I've never played Fortnite.
And like they do the emotes as she's blind. It's fun. They're doing an Avatar crossover right now, where there's like all four elements in the game.
That's
and shit. I don't know. It's really fun.
Dope. Speaking of the GOAT, Toph, you have the next category, which would be metal bending, and this one I'm actually not sure if Toph wins. She's definitely top 2 in it, but I'm not sure actually if she beats. So I'm not sure if she beats Kuvira though.
Oh, she told Kuvira to her face she was trash.
I know she did, but dude, we see the thing with Toph is we never see her in her prime metal bending, right? But man,
that's tough.
It's hard.
Toph's got to be top for me.
I think I have to give it to Toph because of just what I assume and what she said. But like, if we're going like what's on screen, I think it's Kuvira.
How much better of a metal bender is Kuvira than Su Yin? Like, how big is the gap there?
I don't think the gap.
I've always kind of thought she was better.
I don't think the gap is very, very large. I do think she has a better mastery of specifically metal bending, but now Su Yin can do some stuff that Kuvira can't. For example, because Su Yin, you see her bending earth and metal at the same time, like to where she's doing them simultaneously. Crazy. And I think she's the only character that we've seen doing that.
Yeah, earth and metal at the same time. That's nuts.
I think this is just going to be a really big Toph episode, guys.
It might be. Beifong's at least, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. So what did we rule it to? Are we going to give it to Toph or Kavira?
Dude, so this is what I would go. I would go, so for being the one to pioneer it and come up with it in the first place, not seeing her in her prime, but then also hearing the fact that Toph is like, bro, you're not even good at this, to Kavira, who's like the top person at it, it's probably Toph, but if you're going off screen time, I think you have to give it to Kavira.
Yeah, she does a lot of metal bending. Yeah, Toph, she invented it, though. It's hard to say she's not the goat.
For real, dude.
I don't know.
And after she invents it,
tough.
like one of the first things she does is make a full like suit of armor out of it.
So next one, is this the last subcategory we're doing?
So technically there's like that mud slurry bending or whatever, but I don't feel like you really count that. I feel like the only last real subcategories you could have of Earth are like the freaking stopping aging thing, which and then like lava bending.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's pretty much lava bending.
It's pretty much just lava bending at this point. And this one is also a cut and dry. So if we're not counting avatars, it's cut and dry anyway. It's Gazan.
Sito's one if we're so no avatars I think has been the rule most of the time. Yeah, Gazan, are there only Bolin and Gazan? Are those the only two lava benders you ever see?
Gazan are the only two non-avatars that you see doing it that I'm pretty sure, because I think the only 4 confirmed lava benders that you have are Bolin, Gazan, and then you have Avatar Roku, and then you have Avatar Zveto. Who's if you don't know who Zveto is, he's the like guy in the intro that like lava bends 4 volcanoes at the same time.
Yeah, makes the big explosion. Yeah, he was a nuts one. He's an interesting story.
Where he's just like this diplomat that doesn't do anything other than but
worked his way up the Fire Nation ranks. Like that was a weird Avatar life or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, so Gazan, Bolin's cool. He ends up beating Gazan in the end and all that, but Gazan smokes him.
He's crazy. He's crazy powerful. He's like top 10, 5 in both series maybe. Like he's so fucking powerful.
Yeah, he is
Gazan's
absolutely
crazy.
insane, and I think even if you count Avatar lava bending, I think he still probably wins.
He probably, man. Probably.
So now we're back to our top 15 ish.
Oh shoot!
So who do we have? What's y'all have 16? Y'all got 15? What are y'all at?
So I've got 14 on my list, but like, okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest. My list is only probably really accurate up to the top 10. The last ones are just like there's so little screen time of them, and they do so little, but they're so funny of characters that you almost like can't not talk about them.
Let's do it. I have a few that I have that don't have enough screen time, but would definitely be on the list if they did. So like Chin the Conqueror, Yu the Bounty Hunter, Aiwei from Legend of Korra, Jinju from the Kyoshi books, and then Sud, who is Roku's Earth teacher, and then the false Avatar Yoon, who's a crazy character. He may be number 2. He could bend Earth so well it made it flow like water. Like he was from the Kyoshi books, so he was just a crazy Earthbender. But so those are ones I'm keeping off the list.
So I have Chin the Conqueror on my list, but it's basically I have him actually in the top 10, but it's basically just based on what he did in the series because obviously you don't have much screen time of him. But honestly,
Yeah.
if you actually had screen time of him, I'm convinced that Chin could even be probably up all the way up in the top 5 if it took like Kiyoshi to stop him. But yeah, just no screen
Yeah.
time, and I haven't read the Kiyoshi books yet, so I don't know a lot of those characters.
Good.
But just going on because my list is just strictly off of Atla and Korra.
Mm-hmm. What is your bottom one? What's your worst Earthbender we
My
see?
worst Earthbender is by far dog crap Haru because he gets so much screen time for somebody who does so freaking
Yes.
little. Momo does more than
Yes.
him, and Momo's not even an
Yes.
Damn
Earthbender.
right.
Yeah. He
He
listen,
drops rocks.
Listen, Haru, for getting so many episodes of Haru, what a milquetoast dog shit character. He wasn't even that good of a bender. Like, there was at no point where they like, hey, maybe this guy could teach Aang earthbending. It was just like, hey, here's this guy who earthbends.
Katara's love interest,
sucks.
maybe. Or is it going to be Jet? Or is it going to be Aang? You don't
Oh.
know. Maybe it's going to be
Who
Haru.
knows?
And then it's like, dude, he's just so boring. Like, okay, go to
Yes.
Great Britain, all right, and order some breakfast. Haru is the beans and toast. That's what Haru is.
Yes, he's so bad. And then he comes back later. He's got the mustache to show time has passed. Like, you got to do better. You've got to do better. Yeah, Haru's definitely by far the bottom of anybody.
Every guy ever going through a breakup have mustache to show time has passed.
Yes. Moving on. Moved on.
Oh, dude. So my next character is basically all the wrestlers except for one. And so like freaking Hippo and like all the luchadors and stuff like that. And I like Hippo a lot because he freaking eats the rocks, which is just stupid. And it is the most hilarious thing.
That's a good bit.
It's just such a good bit, and like I love that like luchador thing, and like, but then one step above them, you've got one of the greatest characters in the show of all time, because the Boulder is conflicted about fighting a little girl. And it's just like, oh, the playoff Dwayne The Rock Johnson is just so funny, and you can't not love it.
Yeah, you can't not see it either.
Here's the thing: how good actually like are those guys at earthbending? Because they do kind of some crazy stuff, but like, what? How good would you actually say they are?
Probably. The thing is their skill set is so specialized to what they're doing, and I think a lot of what they're doing is rigged in the first place. So,
well, that's
with like actual WWE wrestling. I mean, that's the whole bit. So like they're, but it's like WWE athletes too, though. Like they're extremely powerful, incredible athletes still, even though what they're doing is fake. But like,
in the world.
I don't know how well that would translate into an actual fight.
Do you have the Canyon Guide on your list?
I do have the Canyon Guide on my list, and I actually put him above the wrestlers.
That's what I was
I was wondering if he was on there.
He even put him above the
I was
Boulder.
Wondering. Okay, I didn't mean to jump the gun.
Also, anytime we refer to him, we have to say it in that accent, obviously. The Boulder!
Yeah, to. And the thing with the Canyon Guide is his bending is just so much more useful. And if you haven't seen the Canyon Guide, it's because you did skip the worst episode of all time in both of the series, and I don't blame you one bit. But he's the only like good part of the entire episode because freaking he has a broken arm, and he is still better than Haru for sure.
Better than Haru. Yeah.
So wait, I guess I'm part of that percentage that skipped the episode. Is he from Korra?
No, he's from.
No, it's the Great Divide.
Yeah, it's the Great Divide episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Shit. Oh, I'll put him over Haru.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The thing with Avatar is it's so rare for a show to like the fans collectively say, yeah, this one episode is the worst.
Yeah.
Like, it's so rare for there to be a cut and dry worst episode, like filler, you can skip this and miss nothing episode. But like Avatar,
I think that's the
that
only
sucks.
episode that everybody's like, dude, just don't watch that one.
You don't have to, man.
Don't put yourself
Yeah.
through that 22 minutes of just like Gong Shin and like, whoa, I
That's funny.
forgot what the other one was. And it's just like this freaking
Wing
stupid
Wei or
thing about
something.
two people fighting over a ball, and then Aang makes up this story about them being
Yeah.
babies, and it's just
And he makes it up anyway. What was the fucking point? Didn't make any sense. So above the Canyon Guide, what do you have?
I have Tyro next.
Tyro
Same.
next. Okay.
Okay, I respect
Yeah,
that.
Haru's dad. Pretty cool bender. Could be powerful, but he's a bit of a sissy. He was kind of
Just
giving up hope when we saw him.
just sitting on a boat,
you know?
chilling, being like, bro, this is where we are for the rest of our lives.
I'm on
Yeah.
a boat.
Yeah. So he was definitely better than Haru, but he should have taught that boy a lot better. I mean,
We know why
Haru
Haru
sucks.
may have been so bad. Maybe Tyro was decent, but like just didn't have the willpower,
Yeah.
man. And Haru just
Really.
inherited the no willpower, but didn't inherit the bending.
oh shit, that's hilarious. All right, who do you have above Tyro?
My 11 that I have, because and then I start getting into my actual where I've like really weighed these people out. My 11 is General Fong, who is the guy that like sucks
General
Aang
Fong.
underneath the ground, or sucks Katara underneath the ground to get Aang to go into the Avatar state, and then is like, oh bro,
Yeah.
I screwed up. So he's the only dude, because dude, you
Yeah.
don't see people suck people under the ground like that very often.
Yeah, he kind of liquefied the earth for a minute there. That was some crazy
solid
stuff.
villain.
Yeah, definitely solid villain. Yeah, that's a good 11. That is a good 11. What? We can get into your actual list then. What is your top 10? What do you
Okay,
have?
so starting top 10. So I do have a couple of people grouped together in one slot, and my number 10 is Wei and Wing from Korra, which are the brothers, metal benders, earthbenders, do some cool stuff that you see, but you don't see too much of them.
Yep.
The main reason they're ranked above some of these other people, bro, it's Beifong bloodline.
It's the last name.
Yeah.
It's the last name, bro. Like,
They didn't have a chance.
they
in hell.
automatically get that leg up. You know, world class teaching. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what
yeah.
great teachers for earthbenders than the Beifongs. But yeah, the nepotism gets them in the top 10 for sure.
And then
what is
my number
your
9?
9?
Well, and this one might be controversial. We can maybe drop him out of it. But it's Chin the Conqueror.
Oh, Chin the Conqueror.
And
yeah.
that is because he basically conquered the entire Earth Nation, and then actually a lot of other parts of even other nations. And
Yeah.
it took Avatar Kyoshi to stop him, but Avatar Kyoshi, pieced him up real quick. But
Yeah,
like
once,
to be able to
once he
have
got
that,
on her radar, it was over.
yeah, to be able to have the kind of power to take over like basically most of the Earth Kingdom, and then some of other kingdoms, like basically what Ozai was doing that took an Avatar to stop him.
Yeah.
Like he's at the same level as Ozai essentially.
No, I'm with you. Especially with reading the Kyoshi books, because it goes into a lot about how the noble system in the Earth Kingdom works, like back in that
Mhm.
era or whatever, Kyoshi's era. And so just knowing how much influence and power and charisma, he had to be like the dude to be the Earth Kingdom to be that unified behind him to take over as much shit as he did. Like he was a powerful cold dude, regardless of he didn't really show much bending, I guess, in the little snippet he was on screen.
No.
But yeah, based on power and influence alone, he did what Kavir was trying to do like times 3.
Yeah.
Like really, if he had more screen time, he could be way higher on the list. But I'm fine with you putting him at your 9. That's a good ranking.
All right, and then let's see. My number 8 that I have is Bolin.
Bolin. That's That's fine. Bolin it just has a special place in my heart because it's funny to think about like what if like Blake Griffin was an earthbender? Because that's what Bolin is. He is a world-class athlete in the universe. You know, he's a pro bender.
Yeah.
He is like just a pro athlete by all accounts, and then he's a badass earthbender, and then he can lava bend. Like, what if Blake Griffin, you know, just had the powers of a god, basically?
Well, and then he's just this dude that it's like it's always this like you always are rooting for him and you always love him, and just the worst stuff happens to him
Yes.
all the time.
Even when he's working with Kavira, bro, it's like he's working for the worst person ever, but it's like, God, I still love that guy.
Yeah.
I still love him.
It's like the biker from Roadhouse. Like, I understand he's working with bad people, but I
Yes.
like him.
Yes.
He's just something about this guy. He's a good buddy.
I like him. He's funny, bro.
What, is he mad 'cause he's getting a paycheck? I can't be mad. That was hiring at the time.
Then just like love doesn't work out for him, and just he's just very relatable.
He is. He's a good character, man.
All right.
He really, as the series went on, he really grew a lot. He was just kind of the goofy side character at the start, but by the end, what a fucking character.
Yeah, and
Bolin.
I could see swapping him for my 7, which my 7 is I have combined Long Feng and the Dai Li agents. And I could honestly see possibly swapping them. The only reason I have Bolin slightly below, even though he's got lava bending, that cool stuff. Long Feng and the Dai Li. So you don't see Long Feng actually do all that much bending. But you see some crazy stuff that the Dai Li do. Because the Dai Li actually start kind of doing stuff with metal before they really can, because they attach like metal stuff to the stones that they throw, and they're able to capture people really easily. And the fact that they were able to basically keep out the Fire Nation for as long as they did, and for Long Feng to have so much control over bossing, say, to where he basically had the king in his pocket. And obviously, even though you don't see Long Feng do that much bending, if you've got these Dai Li agents that are that cool and can do all these things, and he's the leader of them, he's obviously got to at least have an edge up on them somehow. So that's why I have them at 7 above Bolin, even though I definitely could see the argument of like Bolin definitely has more screen time of doing cooler things, but just like the political feats, I think is what elevates Long Feng and the Dai Li a little bit above him for me.
You're right too. Yeah, because Long Feng, not only does he have bossing say lockdown, it is really, no matter how sheltered the Earth King may be, it isn't insane that he never knew there was a war.
Yeah,
you know, that's like crazy from Long Feng to be able to have
that kind of manipulation
lockdown
power,
that hard. Yeah, it's insane. He's definitely way up there.
Freaking brainwashing
I'm
people.
Putting him over Bolin.
Yeah,
dude, he had a hell of an operation.
Yeah.
Well, because you had shown me your list in prep for this video, and I looked at mine, and I was like, Ray and I both separately put Fong and the average Dai Li agent separately.
Shit. That's funny.
Okay, so who do you have next?
My 6 is Gazan.
Yeah,
that's such a tough one.
It is a tough one because I feel like
Yeah.
honestly Gazan could fit almost in any position on this list, from I feel like 6 to even all the way up to 3.
3 to 6 is
3 to 6 is a
that stretch is
crapshoot.
tough to rank. It's tough, yeah. Good, I like Gazan there, yeah. Him or Lin, but
Yeah.
probably Gazan.
Yeah, I have Gazan, and the main reason that I have him below is, bro, the only thing you really ever see him doing is lava bending. You don't see him doing much else.
That's true.
And
yeah,
if it was like, dude, if he did some other stuff with regular earth bending, I absolutely have him up all the way at 3. But he's kind of like a one-trick pony, I feel like.
Yeah. I wonder if there's any correlation to like how strong a bender you have to be able to do lava. Because like lava benders can't metal bend, or metal benders can't lava bend.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's like a correlation
that we've ever seen. Yeah, for sure. Maybe Toph and her prime did both. We don't know, but
who knows? Yeah, he's a tough one. Yeah, if he would have done some more refined earthbending shit, that would have been It'd have been better, easier to rank him higher, but I like him where he's at there.
Yeah, and then just like you were saying, right above him, I have Lynn.
Yeah. Lynn, she is, her compared to her sister is like hard work versus natural talent. Yeah. Like, Su Yin is just so much better naturally talented metal bending than Lynn is, and Lynn's just like a hard worker. Like, she works.
Yeah, it's like the kids in school where it's like you have this one kid that just does nothing, lays back, makes A's on every test without even looking at anything.
Yep.
And then the other kid that's just like constantly studying, constantly doing all this work, constantly in the teacher's office, and they're getting that A too. And it's like, oh, they're both really good, but it's like, but this one didn't really even have to try.
Yeah. Imagine if this one would have tried, or this one would have trained it, or yeah. So I'm good with Lynn there. Lynn makes a lot of sense.
Lynn. All right, and then these are my two hardest slots to decide because the 3 and 4 slots are up between Kuvira and Su Yin, and it's hard because
master and student.
Yeah, you see Kuvira beat Su Yin, but
but we also saw Tai Lung beat Master Shifu, and I'm not saying Tai Lung's better than Master Shifu. That's some tough shit when Master and student go at each other. That's a hard one for me to rank.
Yeah, that's a hard one because you have that heart, you have that maybe sympathy in there, like trying to do that kind of thing. And like we said earlier, so Su Yin is the only person you see that can metal bend and earth bend at the same time. Kuvira, you don't see do that. Now, I feel like Kuvira might have some metal bending feats that are a little bit above Su Yin's, but honestly, even that, I'm just like, bro, I can't. And I'm part of me is also like, dude, Su Yin's a Beifong.
You have to take it into account, man. You almost have to.
So my thing is though, too, is it's the thing with like, dude, if Su Yin would have like applied herself a little bit more and things like that, I think she easily dominates that 3 spot, but it's left open for question because of that. And Kuvira's just the mental attitude. It's a hard one. It's a toss up, man.
It's a tough one. There's no wrong answer, really.
Yeah, I feel like personally, I think Su Yin is a little bit more well-rounded than Kuvira. I think Kuvira might be stronger, but I think Su Yin is more well-rounded.
Yeah, she definitely probably has a better grasp on metal bending and earth bending than Kuvira, who even is incredible herself at it. But
yeah. I'm gonna definitely. I think I'm gonna put Su Yin at 3 and Kuvira at 4.
I like that. That's a good ranking. Either way, it would have gone. I would have been fine with. I like that though.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the 2 most obvious fucking rankings in the entire video here. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is. I'm just kidding. It's Boomy.
It's King Boomy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That dude can earthbend with his face, and that's crazy.
Yeah, earthbend with his face.
But he's not Toph. He's not Toph, and that's. When he takes back Omashu and he's like bending the statues out of the city. He's doing some crazy shit. Well,
and dude,
but he's not Toph.
Boomy does something that you don't see anybody else really do that off. Boomy swims through the earth, dude. Boomy just swims through the earth.
Yes. Yeah, we had a clip talking about this when he's talking to Aang and he falls backwards through the earth. Is that the one?
Yeah.
When they get done fighting?
Yeah, and then he pops up somewhere
when they get done fighting
and
he spirals up. Yeah, that's crazy shit. Like, the hole he makes is shaped to his body.
Yeah.
Like, that is just a crazy mastery of earthbending.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's a goofy cartoon, but that scene alone is like, holy shit.
Yeah, and then like...
I had this talk
Then like, you were talking about he earthbends with only his face. Like, that's the thing. It was only, like, his body was, like, locked up tight. He can't move his hands. He can't move his toes. Every earthbender you ever see do anything because it's all about in that strong, rooted stance. Boomy's, like, arms crossed, like, freaking feet crossed, probably chained up in there as well, and he's just like, bro, listen, all I need, move my eyeballs.
Yeah, Yeah, and he has his full power. Like the way he makes his like coffin looking thing pop up at the end of the slide, like he has his full earthbending powers from just his face.
Yeah.
And you compare that to like somebody else who was also on the list, the Canyon Guide, who he can't bend with the broken arm, right? Wasn't that the part of the episode where he like could not bend because of the broken arm?
Yeah. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, and Boomy just needs his face uncovered.
Yeah, Boom.
Like, it's just who the Canyon Guy was a pretty good earthbender, you know, in his own right.
And not only that, but dude, Boomy had to have done that life extension thing. Had to have.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, for him to still be around.
Not only be around, but be around at the like level of physique that he was still around at.
That's true. He was still almost in his prime, like fighting wise. Like he was gray haired and shit, but like his physicality.
Dude, I'd love to look
jacked.
like Boomy.
Yeah, I was talking about this to my buddy Danny, and he was like, you know, like when they made that really bad version of the Avatar movie, he was like, you know, if they could have done it like a little better whitewashed, you know, and they would have brought in everything else, there's no way in my mind that Jim Carrey wouldn't have taken the role as King Boomy back then. So when it came out in like 2010, I think maybe.
Oh my god!
Like that was right. That was perfect Jim Carrey, like prime for him to be King Boomy, especially with that scene itself, him being able to do it with his eyes. Jim Carrey is a master of his facial features, so like something like that could have been perfect.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie. I won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. So
I've never watched it either. I can't believe you haven't. That's crazy. All right, man. Number one. Go ahead. Give her the flowers that she deserves.
Oh.
That she can't see.
Yeah, she doesn't know what a flower is. Go on.
It is. Toph doesn't know what a flyer looks like. Doesn't know what her own face looks like. You know, goes with Katara to a beauty parlor for absolutely no reason. Just the absolute goat of earthbending, possibly the strongest non-avatar bender of all time.
Yeah, she's learned from the original earthbenders, which I don't think is ever done or showed that anybody else has ever done. Yeah. So yeah, she's just and she's a Beifong.
Discovers metal bending, discovers seismic sense, discovers
so many techniques that
we witnessed,
just revolutionized or invented.
Is able to start sand bending within like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy. And just like some of the fight scenes, like when Combustion Man attacks them, just how quick she gets into it. Like they can go, like how quick she goes from sleeping to launching fucking rocks at Combustion Man's head. Yeah. Like she is just such a fighter, and I don't know, she's just so strong. And she's number one by a mile.
I'm also convinced that she uses the freaking life extension technique too.
1,000%. Yeah, the top tier earthbenders. Yeah, I'm definitely convinced.
Sure. Yeah, they've unlocked that 1,000%.
Yeah, which that's a really we ought to do a whole video talking about that fucking technique.
Bro, I think
it is really
and I think Toph can probably do some earthbenders stuff that's never been showed to. You know, she had to figure other stuff out. She probably can friggin' bend people's bones or something.
Dude, yeah, living in the swamp for so long, she's gotta. With that isolation, bro, she's got to have invented some crazy stuff.
Yeah, without
dude, she probably bends mud and then can squeeze the mud to actually water bend somehow. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be nuts. Yeah. That's the mix, like sand bending to air bending. Yeah, or whatever.
Exactly. Oh,
there we go. That's crazy. You want to run through the list one more time?
All right, sure, yeah. So number 1, we have Toph. Number 2, we have Boomy. 3, Suyin. 4, Kuvira. 5, Lin. 6, Gazan. 7, Long Fang and the Dai Li. 8, Bolin. 9, Chen. 10, Wei and Wing. And then like 11, General Fong. 12, Tyro. 13, the Boulder. 14, all the wrestlers. 15, the absolute worst earthbender and my least favorite character, maybe in the whole show, Haru.
He's the worst. He's the worst. Fuck Haru. That mustache looked like shit, man. I can't believe nobody told him.
Oh, dude, I like.
You hear that, John Wilson?
I liked Jet better as a boyfriend for Katara than I even liked Haru, and that is saying something.
Jet was not one of my favorite characters. He was bottom 5 for me, and he was loads better than fucking Haru's dumbass.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that.
But, oh shit. All right,
man.
Man.
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here for this earthbending breakdown of our top 15-ish. I've been Dougie McDoubles. This has been the long hair Ray indeed himself, and the beard, the handsome man himself, Tyler. Thank you so much for my friend. It has been an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, please drink plenty of water. Be safe. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Hey, what happened? Why are those squiggles on the screen?
Those are called end credits, Patrick.
End credits? But I don't want it to end!